Aquarius, here is your November 2022 horoscope. November is going to be all about changing your perspective and being very open to different belief systems that maybe you've been a little bit more closed-minded to in the past. Aquarius, you are a very unique individual. You don't like following the status quo. You enjoy walking to the beat of your own drum. You enjoy social events that have to do with initiating positive change in whatever way aligns with your perception of what's right, I should say. Every Aquarius dominant person that I know is deeply impacted by what's happening socially in the world. And this month you might feel that way. You might feel like the current events of the world are a lot for you. You might feel helpless. You might feel like you want to get involved. And this is a good time for you to reflect on that. It's a good time for you to reflect on the areas of your life where you could contribute to your community or society in a way that aligns with your values. But you also might be feeling like you're having a perspective change or shift. You might see yourself up against things that kind of are pushing you to see things from a different lens. So this is a good time for you to educate yourself deeper and further on things that interest you, while also being open-minded to hearing the perspectives of other people rather than feeling very drawn to projecting your perspective onto others. I think that's one of the things that Aquarians, you're a fixed sign. So even though you see yourself as progressive and open-minded, oftentimes you're not. You tend to really feel the need to explain what your level of intellectual smartness is onto others. That can sometimes be a little bit abrasive, or you can have an inability to really hear or listen how somebody else's experience is really actually impacting them. It's a really good time for you to work on your listening skills. You might find yourself in arguments or situations with people where you're being challenged, and it's good for you to kind of sit back and learn and listen. So if you're in an educational program where you've been feeling like it's really expanding your perspective, that's great. If you're not, if your world is pretty small and you're kind of just digesting the same information all the time, this is a good time for you to break out of that and start kind of filling your mind with some new concepts, or learning something that maybe you've always had an interest in, but never really, took the time to invest in learning more about it. This is a good time for you to do that. November 8th, we have the lunar eclipse at 16 degrees Taurus. So I'm just reading for all of the signs how this is going to be impacting you. This is going to impact your communication with others. And so again, that fixed belief system, or that fixed way where, this is the right way, this is how I feel about things, that's going to get challenged a lot next week when we have this eclipse. And it's good for you. You need to be challenged sometimes. You need to be shaken up and kind of broken out of your thought process of the way that you see things. It's good for you. It's good for all of us, but especially for you during this time. The Mars retrograde energy that is affecting you over the next 2 months is going to also have you in a state where you're reflecting on ways that you can find more joy in your life. It's really important for you to work joy into your life instead of looking at the social or worldly events to the point where, again, it brings you into a state of depression, or viewing the world in just one way. I think that Aquarian energy tends to get bogged down a lot on where you see things, where you see how things could be better, but then you feel like you're not in a position to do anything about it. I think that this next period, it's really positive for you to align yourself with things where you feel like you're making a positive impact on the world in some way, or just your community, even if it's a small community. So volunteer work, activism of some kind. I'm trying to think of things outside of volunteer work that Aquarius people tend to enjoy. I mean, even just social events where you're being creative, some kind of joyful creative project that doesn't always have to be about politics or social change. It can also just be something that you're doing for fun with people that you love, that you share similar belief systems from, but that you also learn a lot from, is a positive way for you to spend your energy in November. Couple other things, we've got the Sagittarius new moon happening on the 23rd, and that's going to be a really positive time for you when it comes to the intentions that you want to set around your work that you're doing. So if you've been thinking about applying for a new job, or maybe you have an opportunity to work in a freelance capacity, or there's something that comes across your way that's maybe a little bit out of the ordinary, this is a great time to say yes to it and do it. So the end of the month, November 23rd, once we enter Sagittarius season, is a good time for you to kind of be open to some change when it comes to your career, some new opportunities coming your way. So that's a positive thing for you. New moons are all about setting intentions though. So if you're not seeing those opportunities, but those are opportunities that you want to manifest into your life, November 23rd is a great time to set those intentions when it comes to manifesting more opportunities in your work life. I'm trying to see if there's anything else for you. I think that's a pretty straightforward horoscope for you for the month of November. It's important that you are mindful with your communication, open to seeing things from a new perspective, educating yourself further on topics that you're interested in, finding more joy in your daily life, and being open to working some playfulness into your daily routine is positive and will help you maintain the things that you've built already in a positive way. So that is your horoscope for the month of November. Good luck.